Welcome to another episode of Better Business, Better Life. I'm your host, Debra Chantry-Taylor. I'm passionate about helping entrepreneurs and their leadership teams get what they want out of business and life. On the show, I invite successful business owners and expert speakers to share their successes. They are open and honest about the highs and lows of business and also life as a business owner. We want to share those learnings with you to inspire you, but also to help you avoid some of the common mistakes. My hope is that you take something from each of these short episodes that you can put into action to help you get what you want, not only out of your business, but also your life. Hi, this is Debra, your podcast host of Better Business, Better Life. Apologies for the short break in the podcast episodes. With the sudden lockdown in New Zealand and extended lockdown in Auckland, I found myself caught up with lots of work to do with clients to help them get through it. On top of that, I had been searching for an integrator and an executive assistant to join me in the business so that I could be freed up to do more of the important client work and create more valuable content. Unfortunately, all this additional work meant that the podcast had to take a back seat. Fortunately, I've now found someone. I'm really pleased to announce that Jen joined the team last week and will take over from my virtual assistant fully by the next month. I can't wait. Having the right people in the right seats makes such a huge difference in a business. And it's not that my virtual assistant Beatrix wasn't amazing. She absolutely is. However, I needed someone who's able to come into the office for some of the integrator and EA role. So with Jen now on board, we've been taking some time over the last couple of weeks to get some more inspiring business people lined up for the next season. As you know, our guests are either business people who've built a successful business and are now enjoying a better life because of it, or they are recognized business experts in their field and they have a true desire to help entrepreneurs. Each of these guests is prepared to share the highs and lows of business and the secrets to creating a better life through creating a better business. They all started small and now have a successful established business employing tens to hundreds of staff, and they're still involved in the business in some way whilst having time to do the other things that they love. Some of the confirmed guests for this series include Sam Stubbs from Simplicity. He started a new KiwiSaver fund that disrupted the traditional KiwiSaver model and turned the KiwiSaver industry on its head. Duncan Shand from Young & Shand. Young & Shand was a small digital agency that grew to be one of the most respected strategic digital agencies in the APAC region. Thomas Dietz from Whoop. Thomas actually had an original business idea that was in the food market, and he pivoted and took Whoop from being a startup to one of the most popular food box deliveries in New Zealand. We have Wade Jackson from the Covert Theatre, the home of improv theatre. And Wade has actually taken all the principles of improv and actually incorporates them into his leadership coaching. Stanley Henry from The Attention Seeker, a rapidly growing personal branding and LinkedIn agency that helps people build their digital influence and tell stories to create revenue. Plus, there'll be a lot more of my own EOS clients who will share their journey with you towards the EOS life. And the EOS life is doing what you love, with people you love, making a significant difference in the world, being compensated appropriately whilst having time to pursue other passions. So if you have someone that you'd like to hear on this podcast from New Zealand, Australia, Europe, or the US, then please do let me know, and I'll use my networks to get that guest to join us. The only requirement is they must be prepared to share what they've learned on the journey and some of their favorite tips, tools, or strategies. So if you've got a suggestion, drop me an email or feedback to hello@debra.co.nz. That's debra.co.nz. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, tune in as from next week when we start season 3. Or if you've got some spare time, why not review the guests in season 1 and season 2? Again, we had some great guests in there like Tony Falkenstein, who talked about sorting out the people issues, Warner Cowan, who talked about how to have happy wife, happy life. He works in the business with his wife. Richard Conway about how he's been, numerous times in the Fast 500 businesses. So there's a whole bunch of really great content there, a lot more on its way. Again, apologies for the break. I look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you. Thanks again for joining us on Better Business, Better Life with me, your host, Debra Chantry-Taylor. If you enjoyed what you heard, then please subscribe to this podcast and let us help you to get what you want out of business and life. Each week we release a new short episode which will give a success story and 3 takeouts to put into action immediately. These will help you take your business from good to great. The podcast is also supported by free resources, templates and useful tools which you can find at debrachantrytaylor.com. I am a trained entrepreneurial leadership and business coach, a professional EOS implementer, and an established business owner myself. I work with established businesses to help them get what they want. Feel free to contact me if you'd like to have a chat about how I might be able to help you, or if you'd like to join me as a guest on this podcast. Thanks again to NZ Audio Editors for producing this podcast. See you on the next episode.